Abundant to me is this full life.
Abundant. Define that. How does that define you?
Well, it starts out with being abundant on the inside of me. I feel abundant. If you spend time with me, I'm alive. I'm present. You know that I'm with you. I'm not distracted. I'm not doing something you don't feel like you're with me. So my abundance for me is giving my whole self into everything that I'm doing, very much into that. I don't know about owning things or having things. I live a humble life. So I really focused on who I am and how I want to present myself. I want to feel like I have everything that I need. I am so satisfied and happy with life. Now, it doesn't mean I don't have struggles because those things show up. But when they show up, I never push them away because that's part of living abundant. If I'm not having unpleasant emotions, then I can't have pleasant ones. So abundant to me is this full life.
It's interesting because if you ask other people, abundant means money, abundance, right? What's your key to when you're living your life and you live by the word abundant? Things show up, things happen, may not be good things. How do you get past them?
Well, again, I know you've heard the name Brene Brown. She has some great material out there. And she talks about, we always hear the term to live life without regrets. And I'm kind of in this mode where I have some regrets, but I don't want to have too many of them. It's okay to have regrets, but if you don't take risks, you're going to have regret. So at the end of our life, most of us feel like that we need to be accomplishing things, right? But regrets are about relationships. They're about your family. It's about who loves you at the end of life. So I'm focusing on, there's things I wish I would have done business-wise and some other things in my world, but I do not want to live without regret with my family or my children or those who love me or are close to me. That's friendship. Discussing that again about how important friendships are and being able to be present and abundant in those relationships, that they are giving you what you really need and you're getting from them and they're giving and you're giving them what truly makes relationships flourish and feel like you are alive and present and I love you.
It's so important. And a friend said to me last year about relationships, and if they don't serve you, you have to make sure they serve you. And it almost sounds kind of self-serving, but at the same time, if it's not, then it's time to move on from them.
Brene Brown's new book on the Atlas of the Heart is fantastic. I didn't get into chapter 4 yet because chapter 3 is so great. And she talks about that very thing, learning how to be in a place where if relationships aren't working, why do we spend energy in relationships that don't work for us? Doesn't mean that relationships are difficult, but if they're harming you intentionally, you kind of move on from them.
Or if you're not growing, if it's not working for you, you could be taking the time with somebody else instead of, with a relation. And I don't mean, romantic relate, just friends. Could be a friend that just doesn't do it for you, or they bring you down.
They do bring you down. And that gets back to this self-awareness of who you are. I mean, I have focused on being aware of who I am. And here's one of the things that means. That means that if you say to me something that I need to hear that I can correct or be better at, I need to be able to be humble enough to receive that. That's a very quality relationship. No, it's not about someone dumping on me and saying something they don't like. It's about the idea that I'm always becoming my best self. Owning the unpleasant parts of myself is so valuable in becoming the kind of man or woman or the person that we want to be. And that's where it starts. Who am I? The goodness and the badness.